Mandy goes off on Joe for the comments he made about her on the latest pod.
You saying that principles and morals in 2025 or
Mandy left this network. I took whatever penny came for that. Hey, nigga.
And no longer lasts?
We ain't never gonna talk. But send that quarterly. Thanks.
So you telling
we gotta be friends?
You telling me if you was looking at a trillion for
I don't know what y'all talking about. I don't know what y'all
talking about. Let me
talking
ask you a question.
about.
Hold on, wait. Hold on. Let me ask you this question. And I want to be careful.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Joe, you and Mandy and whatever you and Mandy went through don't even remotely pale in comparison to these niggas potentially spending the rest of their life behind bars.
That's you speaking for me.
I am.
Let me ask you a question,
but you
Joe.
can't speak
Yes,
for me.
I can, because I know the severity of spending the life behind bars and whatever the fuck you and Mandy went through. Yes, I can.
Ish, that's you speaking for me and speaking for somebody else's principle. My premise is the same.
No, it's not.
My premise is exactly the same.
It's the same.
We do
No, it's
not
not.
have
You
to
speak to
speak. Let
Mandy.
me land. No, I don't. No, I don't.
I just saw you speak to Mandy 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
I'm telling you something. I don't give a fuck about what you seen.
I know. I saw you with my eyes speak to the
that
girl.
when somebody move funny and I create distance, I'm still taking my coin. I don't give a fuck what you see in the club. I'm taking my money.
That's
the same
you.
way Young Thug is gonna take his fucking money. That's it.
Bruh.
Show me. I'm from fucking Missouri. You principal niggas. Enough lies. Enough lies on pods.
Yeah, but
enough of it.
So let me ask you a question.
Enough of it.
So let me ask you
It's too many lies.
Let me ask you a question.
None of y'all have principles. I'm sick of it.
Let me ask
What's good, people? It's your boy, The Kitchen. Yes, now what you just heard was Joe go off once again on his friend slash foe, Mandy B, on one of the latest episodes of the JBP. Now, I'm going to give Joe some leeway because this originally wasn't about Mandy. They just went off on a tangent. The original point was Young Thug originally got out of jail if you've been under a rock. Now, as soon as he gets out of jail, he would make some tweets under his account or somebody running his account. And it would lead to a shot at Gunna. And the conversation led to, can you still be in business with somebody and not be cool with each other? As obviously Gunna is signed to YSL, Young Thug's label. And now that they are probably not cool anymore, can they still do business? And I think they can do business. But then Joe would go on to say he didn't like Mandy and the way she moved, so he let her go, but he still has business ties to her when it comes to See the Thing Is, as Joe was one of, or the creator of the podcast. So he's saying he doesn't care if he has a strained relationship with the person he does business with, as long as his check comes every few months because of the perpetuity clause, then he's cool with that. And once See the Thing Is parted ways with Joe business wise, they actually seem to be doing very well on their feet while maneuvering through obviously this podcast lane, which is ever expanding at this point. I feel like there are podcasts now. Some may say I'm doing the same thing, but hey, it is what it is. But Mandy did take to Twitter to get her grievances off. She would go on to say, now how did I get thrown into this? Yo, Joe, when I chose to walk away from your network, it wasn't because I was moving funny. We wanted to be paid. You didn't want to pay us, and we felt like we stayed on the network and held it down for a friendship that held no weight. She would then also say, don't create that narrative. In the final months, we were left to discuss with Ian on all business matters, and we were never in a signed contract with the JBN. We owed you perpetuity in our separation agreement in order to maintain some assets. And then she would go on to say other things as well, but these were the main tweets that I found very, very interesting. There's a lot of meat on this bone. And one of the things I found about Joe Budden and his business, the way he goes about running his business, it seems like he goes off on friendship first and business second. And that never works out for him because the people that he would do this with eventually leave or they fall out. Or they do both. Case in point, Rory and Maul. You guessed it. Now, when we were first introduced to Rory and Maul and Joe as a well, I was going to say threesome, but I'll say collective. When we were first introduced to them as a collective, it was all based off friendship and just recording for shits and giggles. Now, as they started to gain popularity, they said this themselves. They never had lawyers. They would just talk to each other as friends on what they should do business-wise, which is never the best idea because you kind of need an objective party, business-wise at least. And when you're a rising podcaster, which these three were at the time, a lot of money gets thrown at you as well. And you're gonna need business for that. You can't just divvy up the money between three of you guys. It's gonna take professional lawyers. That's what you're gonna need essentially. And that's what I feel like is happened with all podcasters that have broken up. It's either arguments, money, or both. Money is really the root of all evil, in my opinion. It's what breaks up amazing things. Now, if you're a listener of Joe, he is for the creators. I'm not sure about that now, but back then he was for the creators. And his business model was made off of no ads. He wants his listeners to have a pleasurable listening experience. That's why he wants no form of ads during his podcast. Now, if that means missing out on nice bags, he will do that. He will hold off on these tiny bags for the big bag. He would hold off the temporary bag for the big bag. The KFCs, the McDonald's, the Sprints, the T-Mobiles of the world. And while that may be amazing for him and his network, it may not be good for the people that ultimately want to join his network, but then realize that he doesn't accept ads or any form of promotion. They might not want to join. Let's be real here. A lot of podcasters, well, the ones that aren't successful as Joe, they live for ads. They survive off ads. If they don't have ads, their podcasts can fall under because they just simply don't have that luxury. To be honest, Mandy should have researched this before joining Joe's network. She shouldn't have just joined off of the friendship equity that they have. Just know his business. Know how he runs his network. And I feel like this isn't just Mandy. I feel like it's a lot of podcasters that either join a network because they're friends with somebody or they feel like they know somebody. But nevertheless, see, the thing is, it was a good show. It was a good show, I'll give him that. It didn't end the best. Well, it didn't start the best either. Because a few episodes into the new pod, that's when the Olivia Dope situation happened and Joe got all this bad press about the sexual assault and stuff like that. But hey, let me know what you guys think. Do you feel like Mandy is right? Do you feel like she shouldn't have responded? Do you feel like she was wrong as well with not doing the research before joining his business and or network? Let me know what you guys think. It's your boy Kitchen. Like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate the love. And deuces.